Hello YouTube, this is William Thrower. I'm back again. In this video I'm going to talk to you about the prepping lessons that I learned from the year 2020 and how you can apply them to your own life. Alright, I'm not going to make this video about beans, bullets, and rice and all that stuff because we already know about that. And I'm going to take this prepping video in a completely different direction. I'm going to talk about something that most preppers on YouTube, a lot of them for whatever reason, never even bother to talk about. It's a mystery to me why they're not talking about it, but they're not. So I'm going to talk about it. Okay, I'm going to tell you about some personal care products that I think you should have and stay stocked up on in case a national disaster or emergency comes. And even if none of that stuff ever happens, and I hope and pray it never happens, but what it'll do, having this stuff, is it will prevent you from having to make extra trips to town. You know, we've all had to make an extra trip to town before just for toothbrushes or toothpaste. And then you get to the supermarket, you're walking around, and you see a little something extra that pops out to you. So you buy it, and then you see something else. And before you know it, you went into the store just to buy $5 worth of toothbrushes, and you see a few sales or a few extra knickknacks that catch your eye. Next thing you know, you're spending 50 or 100 bucks on a trip to the store that you never planned to make in the first place. So that's not good, and prepping can help prevent that. So prepping is still worth it, even if a national disaster never comes, and it'll also put you, in my opinion anyway, at less risk of getting flus, colds, and COVID-19, because if you're not going shopping as much, then you're going to be coming in contact with less people. So realistically, that should lessen your chances of getting COVID-19 as well as the common cold or flu or any number of things. So what I would recommend is, in my opinion, every household in America should have 500 toothbrushes at least, and 50 to 75 tubes of toothpaste, as well as 20 to 30 bottles of mouthwash. I think Bic lighters are also great. You know, if an EMP were to ever strike or a solar flare struck our country and we had to go back to making fire the old way, constructing a bow and then putting a stick in between the string of the bow and holding it with your hand and using the friction method to light a fire like our ancestors used to do. That's no good. You're not going to have fun with that. So my advice, just buy 100 or 200 big cigarette lighters and keep them stored away so that you never have to worry about lighting a fire with the friction method. Another thing I would recommend is razors and shaving gel. You know, Gillette Mach 3 razors work really well for me. I like those a lot. I like Gillette shaving cream a lot. Anything Gillette has been nothing but good to me. So my recommendation, guys, is buy maybe, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 bottles of shaving gel, a couple of hundred Gillette Mach 3 razors. That should last you for a long time. Maybe not a lifetime, but a long, long time. And let's see here, hand sanitizer, of course, you knew that was going to pop up at some point. I recommend Suave hand sanitizer because Suave uses 75% alcohol, so it's got plenty of potency, very high in alcohol content, kills a lot of germs. And the thing I like about Suave a lot is that you really don't smell it. It's not a strong alcohol smell. It doesn't hit the nostrils real hard like an open bottle of rubbing alcohol. It's actually got a nice smooth alcohol smell. They've masked the alcohol. It smells sort of like the alcohol that you would get if you were holding your nose over a bottle of expensive vodka. It's barely even present as far as the smell goes. And for that reason, I tend to think quite highly of Suave hand sanitizer. and I recommend it to all of you guys. Vitamins and minerals, if you are able and willing and healthy enough to take vitamins and minerals, of course it goes without saying, consult your physician first. See if they're right for you, see which ones that you should take. I'm not giving medical advice. I have zero background in medicine, no background in medicine whatsoever. But, consult your physician, see what works for you. If you're willing to take vitamins and minerals, and if you're healthy enough to take them, in my personal opinion, I think that's great. I take multivitamins every day and they work really well for me. I have no complaints. Soap, shampoo, and hairspray. You can buy tons and tons of bar soap at a little bargain outlet, like for instance Ollie's. I don't know how many of you guys have an Ollie's nearby where you live. In Walmart, you can buy 8 packs of Irish Spring soap for like $4. That's only like 50 cents for a bar of soap. That's not bad at all. Shampoo, in my opinion, VO5 is a great brand. I like them a lot. You can buy it really cheap. I think it's like $1 a bottle or even less than that. I also recommend you have plenty of rubbing alcohol and plenty of peroxide, as well as Neosporin. You're going to need to be able to treat cuts and scrapes and wounds and prevent infection in an SHTF situation. So I definitely recommend keeping plenty of that stuff around. And in an ideal situation, you should keep enough of this stuff around that you can not only have a lifetime supply of it for yourself, but use a little bit of the excess to bargain with other preppers for stuff that they have that you don't have, so you can establish a barter system that way. I think that works really well, and it'll bring you peace of mind. It'll prevent you from having to make extra unintended trips to the store. That's really good. And folks, the sad reality of it is that there are going to be millionaires and billionaires in an SHTF situation who won't even be able to brush their teeth or wipe their behind because they never bothered to prep. They thought money was all they'd ever need, and if they didn't bother to buy a lifetime supply of toothbrushes and toothpaste or toilet paper or what have you, then yeah, sure, as far as money goes, they'll be very rich. They won't be able to brush their teeth. They won't be able to wipe their behind. It's going to get bad. And so it's not enough to just have plenty of money in the bank, which I also recommend, as much as you're able to accumulate anyway. But you got to have the things that money represents as well. And personal care products, from what I've seen, they never go bad. I've never heard of tube of toothpaste going bad. Maybe it's happened somewhere. If it has, I'm not aware of it. I've never heard of shaving gel going bad before. From what I understand, it's good pretty much forever. So just go ahead, buy all that stuff, load your basement up with it, as much as you think you'll need for years or the rest of your life in personal care products. And the cool thing about having plenty of that stuff is that for the rest of your life, when you go shopping, you're only going to need to focus on groceries, meats, vegetables, soft drinks, potato chips, any number of things that you want to buy. And you never have to worry about personal care products. And you never have to make an extra trip to the store just for a bottle of mouthwash or something like that you should have already had in the first place. So another point I would like to make: books, notebooks, and ink pens, I think, are a really good thing to have. In an SHTF situation, you might get bored, you might want to read, you might want to write something, and if it's an EMP or something of that nature, then the TVs won't work because there won't be any electricity if the national electrical grid gets shut down. So, in a case like that, reading is about the best entertainment you get. I'll show you what I'm currently reading right now. That is The Brothers Karamazov by Theodore Dosdewski, who was a great philosopher. He was very religious and often worried that he did a better job of framing the problem of evil than he did of illustrating God's grace and things of that nature. But I like Theodore Dostoevsky, very deep thinker, very analytical. Albert Einstein once commented that he got more out of reading Dostoevsky than any other author that he'd ever read before. And I'll admit that Dostoevsky's writing style is a bit plodding, it's a bit boring. You gotta kind of power through it. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's one of those authors, but at the same time, if you have the self-discipline to power through it, it's well worth it. You'll get that mental reward from knowing that you've read Dostoevsky and you've conquered his works. And personally, I love testing and retesting my self-discipline over and over again, because for me, self-discipline is a muscle. It's not a muscle like a physical muscle that's going to show up on a CAT scan or anything like that, but it's a mental muscle. And you build it up over time. That's one reason why I love eating the hottest chili peppers in the world on a regular basis. It tests and retests and reaffirms my level of self-discipline, and I absolutely love that. And self-discipline is the key. If you've got the right combination of self-discipline and you put it with the right amount of brains and ambition and hard work and hustle, you can conquer the world. I really do believe that. I think that those are the 4 key ingredients to success. And if you have the right amount of all 4 of those things, you can do anything in this life that you'd ever want to do and excel at it. And that's all I've got for you today. Please like, comment, hit the subscribe button down below, and tell your friends, tell your family about my channel. I'm a hard-working American patriot. I love America. You're gonna see lots of my videos that deal with America and freedom, patriotism, prepping. I got plenty more content coming to be released very shortly, folks. So stay tuned and stay safe.